everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt, and today I'm going to be reading a follow-on entry from the diary entry that I just read last week. It is a Wednesday, so we're reading my diary. This is, like I said, a follow-on from my last entry, but the episode was getting too long, so I decided to make it a new video on its own. So I've been to the appointment. Okay, so in the last episode, I went to an appointment with my psychiatrist, and my counselor. Here is what happens when I get home. So I've been to the appointment, nothing too new there, but when I came back, I read my diary and realized that my handwriting is atrocious, and by reading this, I don't seem too special. In fact, I seem personalityless, and by reading this, there is no actual insight into my life. For a person who didn't know me, this wouldn't help. My diary, believe it or not, wouldn't help tell you who I am. So now I've decided to explain a little bit about me. I love my boyfriend. I'm apparently a nice person. I am a Taurus. Look it up. That's me. Not really. I'm 15 years old. I am on a completely different page to people my age. Am I though? I'm quite mature and get told I seem more 16 or 17 quite a lot. Honey, that's a year. 16 and 17-year-olds are still a child. Like, chill. Oh yeah, my psychologist and counselor say that I'm going through early parentalization because of my past. Whereas what I mean is that I was early parentalized, or a child parent thing. Anyway, I have no boundaries from my life and others. I don't get what that means. I take care of my brother, my mother, my boyfriend, my friends, and as a result, I often forget myself. I want to change the world. I believe in a different kind of feminism, going against what a girl should be and showing them that we can burp, we can fart, we don't have to flirt, we don't have to conform to these norms or any others. I fear for the next generation. I fear for the planet. I fear for the economy. I fear for the poor. Honey, you're the poor. I fear for the rich. I fear for the sick and wounded. I fear for America. New statistics show that they've been in a war every decade for the past 100 years. I fear for Australia, my gullible country, because they are too easily led by America. I fear for my kids, still to come though they may be. I fear for my family. Hell, I fear for a lot of things and want to fix them all. I want to be rich so I can donate. I want to be famous so my voice is heard. I want to be known so people know they can get through anything. I want to show you that you don't have to be like them and that everybody is beautiful for being themselves. I want to know that you gain more respect. I want people to know that you gain more respect by knowing who you are than you ever would by following them. But sometimes in order to know who you are, you need to be something you're not and realize that it isn't who you are and then try something else. Fuck, this is cute. I like this. It might take a while, but eventually you will have gone through everybody you might be and then you find who you definitely are. It's all just a part of growing and learning to be comfortable with who you are. This might seem very hypocritical coming from me, seeing as I'm still not so comfortable with myself, but I understand and I'm honestly working on it. I guess, and this is where I go all wise on you, it's one thing to know your faults, but it's completely different to go and pick on yourself for them, because knowing your flaws is the first step to fixing them, but it could also be the first step to giving into them. Life is a risky game of trial and error, and if you get through the rough times and know there will be more, you're the strongest person there is. So what else have I learned in my short 15 years of life? You are one person. You have one family. You will have plenty of friends and plenty of intimate others. You will date one person of the opposite sex. You will date one person, but roughly half the world's population are the same gender of that person, and if you are that kind of person, there's half that are the same. Okay, so this was kind of homophobic, so I'm going to reword it. You will date one person basically thinking that they are the person for you, but you need to remember that half the population of the world is the same gender as that person. So there are billions of people literally that you could date, even though you only date one at a time. Also, everybody grieves in their own way. Everybody loves in their own way. Everyone shows affection and lack of affection in their own way. But all these things are the same. They all show humanity. No matter how different we may seem, we are all essentially the same. We are human, we are people, we have feelings, passions, loves and hates. We all relate in this way. Oh, I'm so sweet. Now that I've written that down, I have found what draws people to be friends. The history we have had will always differ from that of others, but how we got through it, if we got through it, it will be something others can relate to. This could make people friends. So basically what I'm saying is that, like, everyone has their own stories, but if you go through your story in a similar way to another person, that could be something that makes you friends. Like, you're looking for that kind of resilience that you share with another person. The passions you have and why you are passionate for these things will attract other people, attract people to each other and form strong relationships. Things we love and things we hate. These are all things that people can relate to, and how you show them. Everything like that shows people who you are and whether you will connect or not. Well, I'm writing again for something to do. So this is later on again. I'm out of that mood I was in before, and I've been watching Oprah. But even that gets a bit old, especially after 15 years of watching it and 30 years of the Oprah show existing. I reckon I'm done with this now. That was really fucking amazing. And yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I don't know what you guys think of that diary entry, but to think that that came from a 15-year-old, while some of it was like basic shit, like, I'm a Taurus, yeah, like, that's me. No, like, but then when I start talking about humanity and shit, that was kind of cool. And I hope that, I don't know, I hope that helped you guys in some way. And I think that that was really fucking cool to read. And remember that, I don't know, I feel like I've let myself get really numb. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I thought it was the antidepressants that were making me numb, because cognitive blunting is something that antidepressants tend to do. So I just assumed that if I stopped that, I would kind of reawaken whatever part of me I had when I was 14. And that part of me that I'm talking about in there, and the acting that I spoke about in an earlier episode, or an earlier entry, if you will, those things still haven't really come back. And I don't know, I mean, by this stage I was on my antidepressants, so I don't know if it was the consumption of the antidepressants or if it's the lack of antidepressants now that's making me kind of not have that passion for things and that, like, insight into things. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was different about me back then. But it's kind of amazing to see a 15-year-old writing about all of that. So that was another diary entry, and I'm still kind of awestruck at all of the things that I wrote in there. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, make sure you subscribe. Use one of these boxes, and if you want to watch another video like this, you can click one of these boxes, and you guys will see me in the next one. So make sure you are subscribed so that you know when it goes up. Okay, bye.